I didn't have enough things lifting me up.
Mm.
So when these things happened to me, I was broken, and now with all these amazing, things I'm blessed to be able to do, I feel like, something bad goes wrong. I'm like, I'm still moving forward, baby.
Welcome to Extraordinary Stories. I'm your host, Forbes Shannon, and with me today, comedian force, partner in crime. Really just love seeing you grow as a comedian and as an event host. The one and only Rashad Armstrong. Rashad, thanks for being here, bro.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
Dude. All right. Start the same way every time.
Break it down.
You were you break it down. All right, to our listeners, this one's gonna be off the rails.
We're having fun here.
You were nominated by myself and Aaron. How do you know me and Aaron?
You and Aaron. Oh boy, how don't I know you? That's a better question. I know everything. Nah, man, good people. Me and you met when we were, working at a resort.
Coming up in the leisure world.
Yeah, poolside. Forbes and I had to wear. We were cabana boys. So we served at a pool with cabanas, and me and Forbes were wearing short shorts out there.
Short shorts.
Yeah, making families and mostly the moms proud. But yeah, and I remember when me and you started, like, I thought that I was there before him, so I thought that I was, the head salesman and like the top dog, and then you came and you were like, I'm the top dog. And at first we clashed, and then we all just hung out. We're like, dude, you're buddy, man.
And then we became buddies.
Yeah, once we realized both of us were funny, we just, I don't know. I feel like you're like me, like you can't hate anybody that's like a little bit funny.
Yeah,
like, if you're a little bit funny, I'll give you something.
Yeah.
That, and then you met Aaron, and then
that was like, we worked together like 10 years ago.
Over. A decade.
Long time ago. Yeah. And then I introduced you to Aaron.
Yep. Yeah. Met Aaron out. We met on night out, some drinks, and Aaron was the same thing. He cracked me up. He was funny. And then, over time I realized that he was actually like someone really important to you, and you guys create a great relationship, and we're doing all kinds of fun ventures. And I don't know. I just realized that y'all are people I wanted to be around, and 10 years later, you're one of the few friends I still have.
And here we are, bro.
Yeah, baby. Love you.
I love you too, bro. The genesis of that. So, Aaron was part of the group to help create Venture Café Phoenix. Aaron stepped aside and plugged me in to help like kind of launch Venture Café Phoenix. And then I stepped aside and Aaron and I plugged you in to take over Venture Café Phoenix. And then you were running it. What was it like seeing a community that connected in such a consistent way every Thursday?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. And so it's almost like having a bunch of your own kids, like, being the event host for Venture Cafe. It's a business networking conglomerate. And you see a bunch of people that like start with like ideas, theories, thoughts, and then, you see them later, and those are grown into startups and, all kinds of investments. And then next thing you know, you see them running their own programs, and they're on the stage teaching people. It's literally like phenomenal. So it literally, happens all the time. I think about it, where I'm just like, wow, man, like so lucky to have known those people, and some of them are becoming very successful. So
for sure.
Beautiful place. Got nothing but amazing things to say about Venture Cafe, and you guys bringing that into my life. It's always been a blessing. I'll never forget.
Yeah. Well, and I can say this because we're buddies, but we both have an affinity for the spotlight. Has that always been the case for you?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I tell people the big genesis story for it was in middle school. You know how you're in those you have pods. Do you have pods?
Yeah,
the Arizona thing.
I get it. Yeah.
For me, in my middle school, we had like classrooms were connected. Through a door. And I remember there was one day in between. I was like between the classes. I had to go between them. I don't know, something happened. It's something stupid, and both classes ended up laughing. I just remember thinking like, ooh, I like that. It was like 50 people. I was like 12. I'm like, this is cool. And then so ever since then, I just, I don't know, always enjoyed making people laugh, making people smile. I do. I don't think I try not to come from anything from a vain or egotistical point of view. I truly just love it. And, when I'm not good or not funny, I'll stop.
One of the things that's so endearing to you as a comedian, but also as like running events and just even personally, just when you walk in, you have this infectious energy.
Oh,
Like you can't help but smile when Shad's around. Like,
thanks, man.
bro, where does that come from?
I don't know. First of all, great anybody's ever said that about me. I'll never say it about me, but if people are saying that, great.
Okay.
Thank you. So please don't think I'm like, yeah, man, I'm awesome. But no, I truly just I love life. I love humans.
Mm,
I know it sounds like basic, but like I don't know. I think the fact that you never know who you're gonna meet, you never know what's gonna happen next. Like to me, that makes every second so
yeah.
fun. Like I'm just truly having a good time, like
Hmm.
90% of the time. Like
Hmm.
I'm not having a good time, I'm at home. So, if I'm leaving my house, if I'm leaving my house because 'cause I'm happy, it's because it's bringing value, and it's because 'cause I'm having fun, and I don't know, I don't think life needs to be this serious, rigid thing where you're planning everything out. I think being in the moment, meeting people, and I don't know, seeing how people react to
Hmm.
things you say is just
Yeah.
never gets old. Yeah.
So, but when you find yourself in a serious moment, or you're taking things too serious, like how do you snap out of that and come back to being, you know, good time shot?
Yeah, for the most part, I just kinda always just think about how blessed I am, like,
Mm,
regardless, what we're dealing with in America or, I'm obviously African American, like, there's all kinds of things that
yeah.
I could view, negatively and that are, not fun, but think about all the blessings we also have, think
Yeah.
about all the freedoms we also have, think about all the ability that I can complain about going to work. It's like
Mhm.
you have a job,
Right. Yeah.
so
Mhm.
to me, it's just everything could be worse. I know it sounds cliche, I know it sounds silly, but it's true.
Mhm.
There are people on this, say I don't have a job, say I'm homeless, say I got nothing going on. I'm still 6'4", baby. Like, like, like could be worse. Like I saw some videos like on TikTok or something. It was like some girl was like, gentlemen, if you're tall and you're funny, shut up. It's gonna be okay. I was like, you know what? Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I agree. So,
Uh,
I've had a lot of blessings. Obviously, besides that, having a great friend circle,
mm,
people like you, people like all my best friends in my life. And then, I have a good family circle too. I'm really close to my mom and my sister.
mhm.
Usually keep them proximity very close to me.
Yeah.
So, all else fails, I can call them,
Mhm.
go there, recharge. But yeah, I think having, you know, the ability to view life, in such a positive and like, humble light to like, realize how blessed you are,
Mhm.
as well as having a circle of people that can lift you up.
Yeah.
I can't really fail with those
Mm.
two things going for me.
A red thread that you're kinda touching on here is this idea of, community,
Yeah.
right? Both, like, professionally in the ecosystem level of what you've built here in Phoenix and what you're soon gonna build, in LA. We'll get into that in a second.
Hey.
But,
Stay
also
tuned.
personally, with friends and family, like, how because every time you walk in a room, you are the center of that community. How important is community to you? And what's the role you think you play in the different communities you're in?
Community's huge. Community's everything to me. I think it's like once again, it's what keeps you afloat, keeps you lifted. I
Mhm.
think you can love yourself so much. I think everyone should love themselves. I think everyone should have pride in who they are, where they come from, everything. But that only goes so far. Having people around that you can lift up as well as they can lift you up, that's when you get the real like love of life. Like I
Mm.
love life. Like
Mhm.
I do. Like I love
Yeah.
to be alive, man.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think I don't know, I've always been, one of the more vocal people in the communities I'm in.
Yeah.
I think being vocal, being, a large personality, I think it's kind
Mhm.
of given me the ability to take leadership roles in a lot of communities that
Yeah.
I'm in. That doesn't mean that I deserve it or I'm better at anybody at
Mhm.
anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I will kind of help be the glue for the rooms that I'm in
Yeah.
to kind of get to the goal. I also am a very protective person, so I think that kind of comes with it too. If you're part of my tribe, I'm going to protect. I'm going to help keep us all where we need to be. So
Yeah.
I think that naturally protection and leadership kind of go hand in hand. Sorry, and
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that's kind of the role that I play.
So, as it relates to, you said the room, right? And treating the community as a room. As a host, as an MC, as a stand-up comic, you have this true, genuine ability to maintain and manage the energy in a room, and it looks so natural when you do it. What is that process like? What's going through your mind? Like, how are you creating that experience for people when you're on stage?
I mean, I know once again, I'm trying to sound not like cliche and stuff, but like I try my best, not every day, but I try my best. I do kind of care about how people feel. Like I do,
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
I do want everyone to be happy. Like I do.
Mhm.
Like I know it sounds like BS, but like it's so true. Like when I see people like, out in the wild, whatever, gas station, things like that. Like I remember when I was little, I would like see people who like look kind of sad and I would get like so sad. Like I'd be like,
Mm.
I remember the one thing I always say, I still say, I was like, I hope they're happy. Like I
Mhm. Yeah.
don't know what's going on in their life, but I hope they're happy. Like I always say
Mm.
that. So I think naturally kind of wanting people to be joyful and be full of life when you kind of see that that's not happening,
Mm.
I'll do what I can to kind of like
Mhm.
lift it up. I've always been I don't know, my friend groups have always been very diverse and like levels. I've been best friends with like, the starting quarterback and I've been best friends with the captain of the chess team. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really care and I can get all these people in the same room and I can get us to be cool because if I notice, these guys over here are a little bit on the quieter side, I'm gonna figure out how to like make them feel comfortable
Yeah.
coming over here. And if I notice that these guys are way too loud and crazy, I'm gonna be, hey guys, let's be considerate to,
Yeah.
just want
Mhm.
everyone to be good. I
Yeah.
know it sounds whack, but like that's true. Like, it's
No, I
really
mean, that's the essence of Shad, if I had to say it,
yeah,
he just always wants people to be
I
good.
want y'all to be good. Like I used
Yeah.
to throw parties and stuff and like everybody like says when I get drunk, like I just start checking on people.
You're good. You do always check on people, and that's
Sorry.
a unique
Yeah,
characteristic
I'm
of
always like,
you.
"You good, man? You good?" Like my roommate right now, like if people are always like, "Dude, like quit checking on me." Like I'm like, "This is what I do." I don't know.
Well, and then, to take that another step further, when it comes to, like, because you are beyond a shadow of a doubt the hottest comic in Arizona right now, and
Trying.
it's just so natural when you do it. You know, you want people to be good, but what is that? How does that translate into both, like when you're coming up with material or when you're actually performing it?
Um, definitely like, I want my material to be authentic. I want it to be who I am, but I also want everyone to feel like they can relate or understand where I'm coming from.
Hmm.
So I think that definitely does play a part in how I am. Like I think I value a lot of social groups, dynamic, all that stuff. Like
Hmm.
you name it, I support it.
Hmm.
I also want to make fun of everything,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
Uh-huh.
like I think balancing that act of like, oh, I support, these, struggles and all this stuff,
Hmm.
but I also like want to make fun of things that are in this struggle. I think
Yeah.
when you care about both, I can hopefully come up with jokes that don't
Mm.
feel like it's the opposite of what I'm trying to,
Yeah.
come across as.
Hmm.
I've had that happen where people come up and they're like, oh, that joke was like, semi misogynistic. I'm like, oh, that is not me.
Yeah, yeah.
I promise. Like
Mhm.
I'm the most like
Yeah.
I hate men.
Mhm.
I
Well, I think your ability to express your emotions helps you tremendously on stage.
yeah.
Uh, like a go-to trick is like when if a joke doesn't land, you laugh and then everyone laughs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm just
Like
like,
where does that emotional awareness come from? Was there a moment where you like really figured out you were emotionally in tune, or is it just something that's been innate? Or how do you practice that to get it so transparent as it is right now?
that's a good question. Good
Thank
one. Okay.
you.
What an extraordinary question. But yeah, I would say, first of all, still learning, still working on it.
Mhm,
I think a lot of people, like me who grew up, playing sports and being very athletic and stuff. I think emotional awareness is something we're
mm,
all working on,
mhm,
because we've all been, given, you know, average level, physical abilities, and that
sure,
can kind of make you feel like you are somebody you're not. So
mhm,
I think, coming to grounds with that. I don't know, sounds really weird, but like I do find a lot of value out of, things that I consume.
mm,
That kind of helps a lot. So music, movies,
mm,
TV shows,
mhm.
all the content that I consume, I think kind of gives me a little, I don't know, understanding and like
So you're intentional with the content you consume.
yeah, very intentional with the content I consume. I want to get something out of it, and that's kind of my therapy for me. I know it
Mm,
sound. I'm sure there's way more healthy ways, but for me, like watching like a sad movie or something like that, or seeing a character go through something that I could like put my shoes in or I could relate to,
mm.
that kind of makes me think like, And that's also it keeps me humble too. You watch Game of Thrones, like, oh man, like thank God,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have bathrooms, like, so just things like that kind of, I think that help. And then, just also just, being very aware of how people react to you. I think
Mm,
that that's a very something that people don't do super well. It's like, hey, like you do this thing that's like kind of rude and like you do it all the time and you never like think like, hey,
mm,
maybe Rashad doesn't like that. So I never want someone to feel that way about me. So
mm.
I am kind of I don't know. I would say my attempt at emotional awareness and understanding is just trying to make it easier for those around me to deal with me.
Yeah. Well, you said this awareness of how people react to you. And so I'm curious, as you design the Rashad experience, A, what is the feeling you want people to have when they experience Rashad? And B, was there a moment where you had to recalibrate the Rashad experience so that, given some feedback, it could be more intentional
Yeah.
about what
Oh,
you
yeah.
wanted?
Oh, yeah. That's life right there. Um, I want people to feel, welcome, protected, and jubilant when they're around
Welcome,
me.
protected, and jubilant.
Jubilant,
Nice,
yeah,
dude.
not happy,
$1,000
jubilant.
vocab
Yeah,
word
not happy, jubilant. Yeah, man, I'm working on things. LA, watch out. But yeah, I want people to feel comfortable, protected, and just like everything's happening the way they want. I want things to be good. Like
Mhm.
I say that every relationship in whatever. I'm like, I don't want you to be like happy, whatever. I want you to be like perfect. I don't want you to have to worry about nothing when you're
Mhm.
around me. So I would say that. And then what was the second part of the question?
So, like, maybe a moment where you had to change the design of the shot
Oh
experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the time. Working in the hospitality industry for, most of my life, I would say that just knowing, when you're next to somebody, work
Yeah.
in general, you're next to somebody for 6, 7 hours.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
kind of learn like,
Mhm.
oh, I've
Yeah.
been talking for 2 hours. Like,
Right.
like
Right.
maybe
Right.
I should just kind of be
Mhm.
quiet for a
Mhm.
little bit. I think work and meeting people, the one thing about the hospitality industry is you're meeting 300 plus people every week,
Mhm.
a new
Mhm.
person all the time. So meeting new people and understanding, oh, not everyone wants a big loud dude in their face. They
Right.
want a more reserved
Yeah.
guy, or not everyone's going to get your silly
Mhm.
jokes or, you know, things like that. Just kind of seeing people get not the reception you want from what you were
Mm.
intending kind of makes you go, okay, so how do I calibrate my experience to make sure that they get the proper emotion out of what I'm saying?
Sure. So, is what you learned from your experience and your time in the hospitality industry as you're in this event and comedian and podcast host space, like, wh- what was that transition like? Because it's very different.
It's different. It's different. It is, for me personally, it wasn't too unnatural, it's
Mm,
just a more like professional lens because,
okay.
in the hospitality, space, you can kind of, be around all shapes of life who
Right.
may say whatever they want in front
Yeah.
of people. So obviously you can't do that when you're trying to be, hosting events or grabbing microphones. I can't just say whatever I want.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
but the natural experience of wanting to see people have positive reception to you,
Mm,
wanting to see people come in, want them to leave happier than they came in.
hmm.
Like when I was in the restaurant game, like I would always say, like, I'm gonna get one laugh out of every person I get. Like
Oh
no
yeah.
matter what, I would always
Okay.
say that back. No matter what, I'll make you smile or I'll make you chuckle. Something. I'm
Mhm.
gonna get it before you leave. Like something. I don't
Mm.
care if you're 90 years old and hate everybody. I don't care. I'm gonna make you smile once.
Okay.
And just having, bringing that energy into a space that's a little bit more like receptive. I
Mm,
don't want to say it's easier, but it's
hmm.
like I'm working for it less in the event host space,
Interesting.
in the event host space, comedy space, people want to be entertained. They want to have
Yeah.
fun. They're not sitting at you like, I want this steak perfect and I want you to make me happy. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Uh
little
huh.
bit different. So
Hmm.
that and yeah, no, I just think I used everything I could with meeting people, greeting people, and being positive, and to, using my comedy and keeping that positive.
So, as it goes to your point of meeting people, particularly, with Venture Cafe and, these different shows where you've worked your way up in the comedy rungs to, working with a lot of other comedians. What how do you meet and maintain someone in your network, like, over time? Like, how does that because, if your experience used to be in restaurant hospitality, you know, where that definitely had a shelf life,
Yeah.
as you move into these new communities where you're forming these longer relationships, how do you nurture those?
I would say collaboration.
Mm,
Collaboration, doing actual things together,
mhm,
not so much just communicating. Like,
mm,
hey, we did this event together. It was awesome. Hey, should we work on something else?
I see.
Hey, I did this event. I heard that you guys are talking about something else in a couple months. Let's do it
Mhm,
again. So I think collaboration, spending like actual time for me is
yeah,
the way to go. Over the phone relationships don't really, not enough for me. They're not
mm,
going to be memorable.
okay,
You need it
for
to
sure.
stick and, like, experiences, time. I don't wanna
Mm,
say blood, sweat, and tears because that's not happening, but,
right.
like, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
when
no, I get it.
you do, that with somebody, it stays forever. It's like working with somebody,
Mhm,
like, when you work with someone for 2 years, you can't forget that. That's
yeah,
just too much time. It's
mhm,
too much. You've done too many experiences.
yeah,
So I want to create more experiences. I want to collaborate and be in the room with these people. And I think then you're not trying to build a relationship. The relationship's real.
right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You're not building it. You're not maintaining it. It is a real relationship. Like,
Mm,
and that's also kind of why, I wouldn't say I limit who I'm around, but I choose correctly. In my
yeah.
opinion, I'm not gonna like I want to be around people that I want to experience things with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
So what are the values that someone who you want to be around typically possesses?
I would say people who are positive and don't want, like I would say unselfish. There we go. Like I
Mm,
think people can be good people, but I think some people are like can be selfish and
mm,
to the point where they're valuing their needs over everybody else's. And I
mm,
think that's kind of something that I try to steer from.
mhm,
It is what it is.
right.
But
Mhm. Yeah.
but I would say that is like kind of like for me, my thing is like I would never want my what I get out of this or my day.
Mhm.
I don't want that to negatively affect you. And
Yeah.
I want to be around people who, are the opposite, where it's
Mhm.
like, hey, I'm going to get this, 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 and this, and you're going to deal with it. It's like, thanks, man. That's
Yeah.
so nice. So I would say that. And, you know, uh, wanting to move forward, wanting to create change, growth in their community or for
Mhm.
themselves. I just think like wanting something and like having, you don't have to have a clear goal or have it all figured out. Like I don't need people to do that. I'm still working on everything
Yeah.
every day,
Right.
but
Mhm.
having the goal of like, oh, I want to move forward. Oh, I want to change or leave
Mm.
this job, whatever. I don't know. That to me is just like amazing. And yeah, so when you combine that light of loving life and wanting people to be good around you with the goals and ambitions of, you know, a proper person or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think those are the people that, yeah, I'm like, let's collab. Let's do
Yeah.
something because whether we have different differences, whether we have different comedy styles, whether we have different visions for how this thing's gonna go, if you have those two things, like I feel like I'm not gonna waste my time. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Whether regardless if it works out or not,
Mhm.
it's still not a waste of time. It's like I got
Yeah.
to hang out with somebody who was positive and ambitious. That's
Yeah.
good for me.
Well, I'm glad you brought up ambition and future goals because, you have some things to share about your future goals and,
Hey.
moving to LA here in the near future. Um, you were raised here in Arizona. I'm curious to hear what you're excited about a change of scenery.
Everything. I've been here for 25 years, so it is time. It's time. I want to venture into the acting space.
Mhm.
I have been doing events and comedy full time professionally for
Yeah.
a while now, and I think trying to find other avenues where these potential skills that I have can
Yeah.
be used in a play are awesome. I grew up loving movies, loving film. I used to make a bunch of skits and everything in high school. Had a nice little like had a cooking show. It was a good time.
Oh, yeah?
Cooking with Rashad, yeah, might still be out there. um, but yeah, and so I always wanted to try that, and then I've always loved doing interviews.
Mhm.
I've done quite a few in my
Yeah.
event hosting experience, but giving interviews, doing a podcast, that's also something I've always wanted to do. So it's like I'm doing all the things I wanna do, and but it's, like, actually benefiting me. I've been doing them my whole life, for free,
Right, right.
So it's just, like, great to go to LA and, yeah, I'm very excited. I'm gonna be doing, gonna be following in your shoes,
Yeah, yeah.
learning from you, and,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm very excited for Extraordinary LA because I just
Yeah,
truly think that LA is gonna teach us things that show us things we didn't know
for
either,
sure.
as much
Mhm,
as I was born in Northern California, so
mhm,
I know about Cali a little bit, but
mm.
it's 2026. A
Yeah,
lot's changed.
right.
So, going out there and learning all these amazing new things, meeting all these new people that I'm gonna meet, it's gonna, put mileage on my soul in a proper way.
Mileage on my soul.
Yeah, mileage on my soul, experience on my soul. I want to
Mhm.
grow and learn. I think that's gonna be like a speed run for it,
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
want, I want to, I want to level up, man. I want to evolve, and sometimes you gotta leave the nest.
For sure, yeah, I mean, I left the nest when I came out here to Arizona after
Yeah.
graduating high school to go to Arizona State.
Change your name.
Changed my name. Yeah, started going by my middle name Forbes, just left Nicholas Shannon in Michigan, dude. That was a joke that just went too far, so if you're thinking about the power of jokes, you should be careful. Homeboy got a whole new identity.
Joke was so good he changed his name.
Yeah. And then I lived with you, and then all of a sudden I started wearing chains and shit.
Hats backwards. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about extraordinary lives, and it always comes out in all these episodes that we do about extraordinary people, is the way that they relax and recharge and refuel outside of their professional self. We play flag football. What are some of the ways that Rashad recharges?
I'm too good at recharging. That's been my
Yeah.
problem my whole life. Recharge too much. Sometimes like you're full. You don't need to recharge. So yeah, it's definitely sports. I think sports. Another thing when you were talking about how do I, clear my mind and like recenter and all that. Yeah, sports huge, huge,
Mm,
huge, huge. I
why?
think because it is time where you're thinking about nothing else besides where's the ball. Like
So you're a
literally.
dog.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's just looking for like just getting into a moment where all you're thinking is where's the ball? Where's the first down?
Mhm,
Where's the 100
mhm.
yard,
Yeah.
any sport, anything, gymnast, whatever.
Mhm,
Regardless of your age, I just think having that release, having that time is a true mental break. Obviously,
mhm,
you're getting some physical
mhm.
exercise too, which is a win-win.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing of it is just having that time where it's like, oh, I didn't think about anything,
Mhm,
nothing. I
mhm,
didn't think about my, family that doesn't live with me. I didn't think about
mhm,
the bills I gotta pay, the
mhm.
state of the world, nothing.
Yeah.
All I thought was, oh, I need to get this first
See
down.
ball, get ball.
Get ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally. I think that's to me, that's therapy. Like, when I'm not playing a sport or I'm not in a league, like, I get antsy for
Sure.
sure. And,
Yeah.
like, I'm only a man, we got all this, testosterone and rage. We gotta get it out a little
I get it. I
bit.
get it. I mean, yeah, I play hockey 3 nights a week. I play flag football with
Yeah.
you. It's funny. You had some real good wisdom in our flag football group chat a couple weeks ago. We're both in our 30s,
Yeah.
and we were looking around the paltry team that showed up.
Yeah. It's like 5 people.
Shout out to they know who they are.
Thank you.
And people were but a lot of people were missing. They were complaining about injuries and all this other stuff. And you had a really good take on mindset and age. And I wanted you to kind of share that with our listeners.
Basically, I was just saying that, there are plenty of people that are older than you and doing more than you or, younger than you and going through, all kinds of challenges. Like age, it really doesn't matter in terms of
Mm,
like, how you believe you can perform. Obviously, your body's going to change over time. I'm not saying
right.
that's not a thing, but
Yeah. I mean, you're carb free now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm freaking out. Yeah. But you're carb free, crazy. But yeah, no, I just think I don't know, staying positive and believing in yourself
Mhm.
and knowing that you're blessed to be able-bodied enough to play a sport. That is just still so much better than what most people have going
Yeah.
for you. Like you could not have the ability to play. That wouldn't that suck? So you
Yeah.
have the ability, right?
Right.
And you love the sport, right?
Mhm.
So why don't you get your ass out there and play?
Yeah.
Like,
It was like 10 a.m. kickoff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Plenty
yeah.
of
You got
time.
time to sleep in? You're like, yeah, you're all these people work desk jobs. You're off. I gotta go
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah,
but
right.
but
Yeah, you were closing down the club at like 2
yeah,
a.m.
like what
Yeah,
are we
getting
doing?
off stage at like 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Friggin' over here hosting events and stuff, man. You gotta get to go home. You might get paid to play,
Yeah.
but still, I think like being able-bodied and being blessed enough to, be able-bodied enough to play a sport should be enough for you to like
Mm.
be appreciative and just love it. Also, it's fun. I'm not
Yeah.
asking nobody to come out here and do an equation. Like I'm
Yeah,
asking you to have
right.
a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. To me, just seeing all these older people, I meet people. Like I said, I meet people all the time. You'll meet people who are doing marathon. I used to live right
Mhm.
next to, or I used to work at a spot that was near where people did a lot of marathons.
Mm.
And when I tell you 65-year-olds coming in, 40-year-olds coming in, people coming in with like bad backs. Oh, I should the marathon. People coming in out of shape.
Yeah, right.
I should the marathon. I'm like, damn. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
right. Yeah.
Like the human body is capable of so much, and yeah, just so blessed, man. Like,
Gratitude is a red thread in this interview, but also in your life.
yeah.
And I'm curious what you're curious about lately.
I would say just kind of I don't know. I would say like, how far this thing can go. That's for sure.
Mm.
In terms of
Mhm.
my life,
Yeah.
how far I can go, how far, how hard is it really to break into, the acting
Mhm.
world, into the movie world, into the, big prime time stand up world. Like, how hard is it actually to do that? And like, I don't know. What do I need to change? What do I need to add to my game in order to accomplish the things that I'm doing? I won't get into it too much, but essentially for the past few years of my life, I've been making tons and tons of changes. So,
Mhm.
and nothing but good has came from it, taking risks, putting myself out there, making changes. So what else can I do that's going to separate me from everybody else, going to put me to that next level? I'm curious to figure that
Yeah.
out. Like I think it's interesting to
Was
figure
there
that
a
out.
moment where your life kinda changed from playing safe to taking risks, to
Y
being complacent and then making these
Yeah,
changes?
for sure. Yeah, I feel like, it's the same origin for everybody. I feel like once your back's against the wall, you
Yeah.
realize like,
Mhm.
okay, my back's against the wall. Things aren't going the way I want. Relationships aren't going well, and there's that, and then there's also, looking around. Your close circles. What are they going through?
Yeah.
Oh, my family's going through this, this, and this. My
Mhm.
friends are going through this, this, and this. So we're kind of all, getting pushed down a little bit. So someone's got to, help us. Someone's got to stop.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so that's kind of why I went through this whole journey. It's not just for me. I want my mom to be good. I want my mom to be working on her feet 10 hours
Mhm.
a day, getting older. I don't want my sister to have to worry about stuff. I don't want anybody in my people in my circles to be struggling like that anymore. So after you kind of see us all get, slapped at once, it's like, all right, that's not happening again.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So, I ask this question of everybody that comes on Extraordinary Stories. If there was one piece of advice that you could give to our listeners that they could do today that would help them live more extraordinarily, what would it be?
My piece of advice that I wish someone told me is no matter what you're doing for work, whether have the job that you love and it's going towards your goals, or you're just working to pay,
Mhm.
have some sort of goal plan or an investment in yourself into what you love and what you like appreciate and value. So like I don't know, I just wish that I had found comedy earlier in my life because
Mm.
it makes those days when you're going to work at those jobs you don't want to be, or you're doing those things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It makes you realize like it's okay because I got something brewing. I'm working on something. And I don't know, it makes the bad things weigh less. You
Yeah.
want things to weigh less, and the more you have lifting you up,
Mm.
the less things weigh on you. Oh, you got fired from your job, but you got this, 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 and this. So now you're not
Mhm.
falling all the way down.
Right.
But when you don't got this, this, and this, then you get fired.
Right.
You don't got this,
Yeah.
this, this. Then you get dumped.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and that's what happened to me is I didn't have enough things lifting me up. So
Mm.
when these things happened to me, I was broken, and now with all these amazing, things I'm blessed to be able to do, I feel like, something bad goes wrong, I'm like, I'm still moving forward, baby. You
I'm
can't
still
stay.
moving
I'm still
forward,
going.
baby.
I really, really wish someone taught me that. I've actually been anybody I meet that's young. I always tell them like, have like your personal investment, essentially,
Mhm.
an investment in yourself that's going to help you grow or take you to the
Mhm.
next level.
Mhm.
Whether you're freaking bagging groceries, serving tables, working at a freaking medical office, whatever, have your thing that you can work towards and grow
Yeah.
and like build.
And nobody can take from
No one can take from you. And
Yeah.
then you need more than just the job.
Mhm.
You need more than just clocking in. That's
Mhm.
not enough. You
Yeah.
gotta have one other thing. Um, you need, and it can't just be hanging out with your buddies and having a good time. Like
Right.
that's not enough.
Yeah.
You
Invest
need
in yourself.
another avenue. And then, if you add some sports or some fun relationship, that's great too. But having that other thing, it's gonna change your life.
I'm still moving forward, baby. I think you just titled the episode for us. That was
Yeah.
tight.
Move
Yeah.
forward, baby.
Yeah, I
Never
love it.
stop, man. Yeah.
You can read more about Rashad Armstrong at joinextraordinary.com. That's JOINEXTRAORDINARY.com at Join Extraordinary on all our socials. I'm Forbes Shannon.
I'm Rashad Armstrong. I'm looking forward. We're going to be in LA soon, and Extraordinary is going to be taking on LA and doing all kinds of things out there. So
Cool.
see you then.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Thank you.
We'll see you next time.